as there are across the grid. The lights now lighting up here at Brazil. And it's pedal to the metal. And it is go, 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 go. Matty D13 getting away very well. Hayden Gullis, Chesnoid Gaming around the outside. Curbs heading down as well. That inside line too, trying to negate the attack from Noiguera, though. I think he's come unstuck. Chesnoid Gaming behind Hayden Gullis, who got a very good start as well, heading down the long straight. Through to City of Delago, they will go. Matty in front. Hayden trying to consolidate P2, but down the inside now, Noiguera, as he looks to challenge Curbs right at the get-go. A very orderly start. There's a lot of battling further down. Tom97 and Meraki and M Sky Z all coming together.
Oh, a big slide there for our Chesnoid Gaming's Haas. That has then meant that Curbs has had to dive onto the anchors. That's opened the door then for Noiguera, who's gotten up the inside. We know they're very, very quick from their races towards the back end of last season, just unlucky sometimes with strategy, with luck and other bits and pieces as well. They now find themselves up in 4th place. Curbs down a spot at this early stage of the Grand Prix, of the sprint I should say.
As now they head out of the centre S's. There's Tom now, wheel to wheel between Alex Gillen and Tom97. Two juggernauts here in the F1 Creator Series. They're going to run wheel to wheel, heading through towards the next left. They're going around the outside of Tom. It's Tom97. He's run off the road, but is now coming back into contact with Alex Gillen this time. Heading through towards the Ferragira. Through the Piratella they'll go as well. Fighting tooth and nail between the pair. Late on the brakes. In comes Tom97 now. Back on the throttle, squeezing it tight as they deep dive through this progressive left-hander. Still, though, they rush together. Alex Gillen fighting him back, trying to scrape everything he can. He's going the long way round through this portion of circuit. They beat wheel to wheel right through the entirety of the lap. And now, Alex Gillen up to 10th place. Paya down to 11th and enter Tiamat Marduk.
Absolutely, Ben is going to have a little look up the inside of this one here. They've got their Ferrari right up alongside now with the McLaren. They've got a bit of slipstream from the cars in front as well. You can see that lap times are starting to come in at the top of the screen there. We've got some good movement towards the front here from other cars too. And going up the inside there, the McLaren of Tom97 gets that move up the inside of Ben Daly. Ben runs him all the way out of road though, forces him off of the circuit there. Absolutely fists out racing as we get going at the start of Season 6.
Yeah, it's getting really, really tight down below as well. And it still continues. Yorper and Tiamat Marduk coming together now. Yorper, who's moved up to 12th, has had a great start to his campaign. Tiamat Marduk just slotting in behind now Tom97, who missed out majorly after the encounter further up the order. And Tom's out! No! I think he came together with Meraki. He was fighting it out earlier on with him, and unfortunately now sees himself out of the race. We got yellow flags across the circuit. No sign of a safety car. It certainly could be, and if he carries on like he is, I'm sure he will find himself there as well. Pay now going wheel to wheel with Alex Gillen. The car off at the back. That's Chesnoid Gaming. Chesnoid Gaming, who really impressed back at China during the playoffs. Coming out of F2 into F1, managed to save his bacon, was not relegated out of the top championship, and has now since moved to Haas, but getting unstuck. And he can't afford for this to happen so early on in a campaign, because that could be the difference between promotion and relegation, Dan. Tom certainly with a little bit of an advantage, but emphatic, certainly trying to muscle his way through and solidifying his place in P7 as Paya now drops back down to 8th. Alex Gillen now sending it up the outside as they now go wheel to wheel with Yorper as well, who is certainly looking to try and prove himself in his very first race in this Season 6 campaign, and getting himself off to the perfect start indeed, trying to battle out against Alex Gillen, someone who is, of course, a champion back in Season 2. And if Yorper can show that he is certainly true and certainly a fantastic driver and a fantastic talent that he surely is, he's now showing it here against Alex Gillen. To do this against a former champion is sending a message.
Tom, and that's a Mercedes round. Dave Gaming is round. Sorry, I had to cut you off there, George, but it was side by side between the pair of them. Tom was forced all the way off the circuit by the Mercedes, and then Dave Gaming seems to have just dropped it entirely on their own. That is not how they would have wanted this sprint to get started off with, and that has only opened the door to allow other drivers, those drivers who started much further back, to pick up free positions, which of course is not what those towards the bottom end of the field will have wanted. Emphatic, we now watch at this point in time as we go down the Retta Aposta here, and as we go in towards that Desida de Lago, it's going to be Emphatic in behind, but now Alex Gillen is having a look up the inside as well. Too little too late there from Alex, I suspect, and that has opened the door to the other of the Scuderia. Benjamin Daly out of nowhere is now behind their teammate in 7th place.
Fantastic move from Ben Daly.
Whoa!
7th place now, but a move up the inside straight away. No teammates here, no fear here at Brazil. Infratic, though, doing his utmost as Alex Gillen now looks to creep on by. The two rivals now joined together, and I think Ben is fearful. He's going to chuck it up the inside of his teammate. 3 Ferrari powertrains bound together. Now as they head up the hill towards the next left-hander, and it's Alex Gillen who has trumped the pair of them. The Haas now hits the heights. It's in P6, and now Gillen is hunting down after Yorper. Ben Daly licking his wounds in 7th place. Perhaps open the door, provide himself with an opportunity, as now we once again see the yellow flags erupting in the final sector, and it looks like that's a Haas of Alex Gillen. And I tell you what, that's a tragic end to what could have been a blissful day, but Noiguera immediately pounces. He's waiting no longer. It's the Mercedes now, magnificent here at Brazil, and he's trumped Matty D13, and now Hayden Gullis is going to look for a move as well.
Hayden will certainly look for a move, but I feel like Vince is... Oh, no, Hayden's got the ERS. He's been saving that up. You can see the flashing red light in the back of Matty D's McLaren. And on the inside goes Hayden Gullis. Gullis then gets the move done and will go chasing on after Noiguera for a potential drive up the hill to end up winning this one. But we're almost there now, George. Ben Daly's gotten 5th place from Yorper. No, not from Yorper, from that guy Vince. And here comes the line, Noiguera. Noiguera's going to win the first sprint race of the season. Hayden Gullis comes in 2nd. Then Matty D comes in behind, and on the line, it seems, Benjamin Daly has snagged an unlikely 4th place. What a brilliant drive from them. Yorper with a fantastic, sensational debut with 5th place. That guy Vince 6th. Infratic 7th. Meraki 8th. MSkyZ 9th, and then 10th for Peria to complete your top 10. And up towards the start-finish line, let's see what Safso is able to do in terms of popping an intermediate time into the books. Across the line they'll come now. DRS will be open, and up towards that start-finish line we go then, and Safso opens out our first timings with a 1:11.3. Is that going to be beaten by any other intermediate runners? Not as yet. Dave Gaming setting their time on the soft tyre, of course. But we do have times now coming in. Rasin Chai, Chesnoy Gaming, Matty D, all slower than Safso on the intermediate tyres. So Safso looking like they may well be able to snag themselves an intermediate pole here.
Yeah, there's a good chance of it now. Dave Gaming currently up at the top of the order. Purple in the back 2 sectors, 34.8 in Sector 2 and a 16.6 in Sector 3. So they'll be looking, I'm sure, to try and galvanise that. Alex Gillen out on track, not wasting any time with the intermediates. He's heading straight out onto the soft tyres, and no doubt at all has gone purple in the first sector and purple in the second as well. So the Season 2 champion now looking to try and come in here with a very fast time to kick us off. Certainly not flirting around with the intermediate compound, and makes his way across the line and goes fastest of anybody with a 1:07.995. A truly spectacular result. Tom 97 is going to look to join him. Does go second fastest. He also on soft tyres, but mere thousandths away from where Alex Gillen is at the top of the order. 14 thousandths to be exact, Dan.
But someone who's not leaving to one side is MSkyZ, who is pushing on reasonably quickly here. We see them come through. Jun Sao, 3.2 seconds up on their previous personal best, and that was an 11.6. So again, I mean, that's a similar sort of time as to where Vince was, and it's a larger improvement that Vince had. So could this be a new pole time? Up to the line, it is from MSkyZ, a 1:07.5. Up to the line, though, comes Rasin Chai, on the wheel for the first time, of course. And would you believe it? You would never think he'd ever left his controller, because he's gone straight to P2 on that run there, just a 10th shy of what MSkyZ was able to do. So championship protagonists of last season are now 1 and 2 in qualifying, but we've got just under a minute left to go.
Yeah, MSkyZ making a mistake in the second sector as well, of course. He nestled in a 16.7 in that first sector on his previous run. Unfortunately, though, it came unstuck. Heading through the final phase of his previous lap. So now he ends his session. Zafso still in 16th, looking to try and lift himself higher. Alpine having a really tough day at the office. Tom managing, though, to hold on to 10th place, at least for now. Improvement, so across the bottom 6 as Tim Marduk goes green in the first sector. Many of them now posting 17s, 16s in Sector 1. And yet again, Zafso bursting out of the final few corners out of the Archibancada, soon to cross the line. Will he be elevated? He certainly will. Fourth fastest from Zapso. Matty D13 retiring. Here comes Infratic. Fabio has not actually nestled a single time whatsoever. He's left it late. We're into stoppage time. Can the Scuderia Ferrari launch himself into the top 10? He can. P9 for the prancing horse. Infratic in 9th place. A 108.151. But there's more to come as here comes Ben Daly. A 111 to a 107. He's 4th fastest here for the Brazilian race.
Yeah, brilliant lap there from Ben, but I think that both Ferrari drivers have, for whatever reason, forced themselves into that gamble, do or die situation. I think if they built up to it on a set of softs each time, they would have done much better. Noiguera's done a very, very good job and couldn't do much better than that, but there was still something left there on the table, clearly, as they have not gone to the top of the timing sheets. P2 for them. Alex Gillen up in P3 as well. Rasin Chai, P4. Ben Daly, P5 for the minute, but is now unstuck with Meraki jumping up to P5. Ben now down to 6th place. And Tom 97, all of a sudden, at the last possible moment, gets themselves up there 100th ahead of MSkyZ. That is how you finish out a qualifying session. And it came out of nowhere.
Last gasp lap, and Tom 97 took the top time. An incredible 11,000 separating he and MSkyZ. And what a way to do it. It was the last car to cross the line with an official lap time. And you can just see what it means to him. After a difficult opening sprint race, he's now come back here at Brazil, Interlagos, decorated in papaya. You'll be smiling, Dan Gilligan. McLaren Redemption Day here at Brazil. They have taken pole in the form of Tom 97. As they all get set for the Creator Series Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's pedal to the metal, and it is go, 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 go. Tom 97 gets away well, so does MSkyZ. They'll run side by side straight away, heading through turn 1, through the center S's. It's Tom 97 with a nose in front. The car is in front as he now bursts down out of Curva de Sol, through the Retta Aposta, reaching for the skies is MSkyZ as he looks to try and take the long way round. Heading through now, this next left-hander, turn 4 becomes turn 5. Tom 97, brilliant defending, has managed to hold on to P1 exactly how he did through the center S's, but MSkyZ will no doubt be back.
He certainly will, and he almost was into the back of Tom 97 there. I'm sure that his gearbox wouldn't have appreciated that if that had ended up happening there, but it seems as though everybody has gotten through that unscathed and without any major problems, certainly at the sharp end of the field, but further back down the order, you can see here Peya side by side with Infratic. Infratic goes for the move then. Up the inside goes the Portuguese driver in the Scala Ferrari, and now round the outside they go, and there's contact there! There's an enormous crash! I don't know what on earth has happened there! It looks like drivers have just ended up phasing in and out of existence, and finally, for the first time all day in both Formula 1 and Formula 2, we get a virtual safety car. Oh, and almost into the side of Mr. Dale. What on earth was that from Peya? Drivers may be learning things from that sprint race where we've seen now side by side between Alex Gillen and Noiguera, but Noiguera manages to hold it and opens the door now for Meraki, who's alongside with the Haas, gets up the inside of Alex Gillen, and now then with that softer rubber, are they going to be able to hang it all the way around the outside? I suspect that they will, unless they're not given the racing room. They are, and now up the inside into the Biga de Pato, we have then Meraki up into 4th place. Great bit of driving. This is more like what we're used to seeing from Jake, not that sprint performance earlier on. And now then, as we go down the start-finish straight, I have a suspicion that we're going to see a change in the race lead, and you can bet on it because there is a new race leader. It's MSkyZ. Vive la France as he moves up into the front part of the field.
As they look to pursue the next lap in what has been a hellacious Brazilian Grand Prix race. Meraki now challenging Tom 97. This is a battle for P2 as MSkyZ still looks to persevere. He has broken a second and Meraki has moved up into 2nd place. Now, those on the soft tyres are going to struggle here at this point, and Hayden Gullis, I get the feeling this is all negating all his hard work. To Alex Gillen and Tom 97 now coming together, and Gillen has taken 2 for the price of 1 down the long straight and has now moved up into 2nd ahead of both Tom 97 and Meraki, who were swapping for that P2 place as they look to try and close up on MSkyZ. Now, all of this has opened that gap even more now. 4 seconds between P's 2 and P's 1. Certainly it is the sky's the limit in this case for MSkyZ.
struggling with all sorts of things unless they go into another set of tyres. So I think they've just... Oh, and B-Roy's out!
Safety
in
car!
Sector 2, and a full safety car has been deployed! And that's for the first time today in either category. And this has the potential to change the face of the race here.
As now it comes down to MSkyZ to put his foot to the floor as he now makes his way past the Archiban Cardis, down towards the line, and he'll put pedal to the metal for the second time in this race now. And it's MSkyZ who makes his way into turn 1. Close to the back of him though is Alex Gillen, with Tom 97 in behind. TMM Marduk with a stellar move through the center S's, manages to surpass Meraki, his championship contender, his championship rival. Meraki from season 4, of course, losing out back at Spa, and he's got his own back, heading out on the, well, should we say, the green flag conditions that we're now back underway on. But here on lap 27, Skyzy has the lead, but Alex Gillen is hunting him down here, Dan. As now we rejoin the action at the head of the field from the rear wing perspective of Alex Gillen's Haas, who's now looking to try and move up on the inside, this time of MSkyZ. And Alex Gillen takes the lead of the race here at Interlagos for the first time as MSkyZ gets right in his rear. They've got the Ferragira coming up next into towards the Larangina out of turn 7, and now down in towards turn 8, but Skyzy opting against it. Alex Gillen utilising that determination and has now granted himself an opportunity at dropping MSkyZ down the order.
Going down that home straight, and I think they're going to be under threat of another overtake here, because one sometimes creates a flood. And up the inside goes Tom 97, gets the move done, and where they were trailing earlier on, they've got the move done now. Would have been Yorpa. Be surprised that the Red Bull didn't have some sort of damage from that as a result, unless they've gone perfectly square into the back of them. MSkyZ tumbling down the order now that they don't have that free ability to rein up at the front. It's a very Sebastian Vettel style drive almost from them, where they're able to get in the front, control the pace at the front of the field, but the moment that they come under pressure and under threat from others, they then start to end up having a bit more of a difficulty in that wheel-to-wheel racecraft. Absolutely, yeah, and now side by side we see a change in the lead here as Tom 97 gets that move done. Alex Gillen demoted back down to second place, and Tiamat Marduk then is tucked in behind, watching that drama unfold and thinking to themselves, there's the potential for a move here.
As now Gillen looks to try and perhaps get a nice toe, heading down the long straight out of the Retta Aposta through towards turn 4 at Decidia de Lago. DRS now opens up for Gillen. Enter as well TMM Marduk, who's going to try and make it 3 wide. Surely not for the lead. It's the Aussie, the astounding Aussie now going side by side with rival Alex Gillen. He has not done it, surely. He has. It's TMM Marduk with the most spectacular double overtake you'll ever see, certainly here in Brazil. He leads the race and now looks to be pursued by Alex Gillen, looking to take the place back.
Let's see now whether there is any response, any reply from Alex Gillen. Yes, there is. Up the inside they go. They get the move done, and it's them back up into the lead of the race ahead of the Ferrari driver. As they come down and into the Retta Aposta. Here we go now then to the outside, making their position known nice and early. DRS open, ERS activated, and Yorpa moves up to the Creator Series podium on their debut.
As now Yorpa looks to rise out of Junkau, and he's so close behind Alex Gillen's Haas. He's now surely going to break to within a tenth of a second momentarily. He will have DRS down the long straight and will now look to open up the door. The Red Bull knocking away at a potential P1, and he'll take it. Heading in towards turn 1 this time, heading through the center S's. Yorpa leads on debut from P18 and has a great chance to find himself a race winner for the first time in the Creator Series.
Front end of the field here, we've got MSkyZ heading up into second place then, and that is now the lead after we see other drivers in the pits being passed by them, and so that puts MSkyZ back up into the lead where they have been previously. 6/10 the gap back to Dave Gaming in the Mercedes, and Alex Gillen comes swooping around the outside with DRS. It would, however, if we can get the tyre graphic up on the screen for the timing tower. Safso's retired from the session, there's yellow flags, and they say, oh my goodness gracious me! As Tom 97 gets ready to get us off to racing speeds once again, and he goes! He bolts away, he's got MSkyZ right on the back of him as we go racing once again here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Off to a good start then for Tom 97, he's been able to get a decent enough gap here where without DRS he's not going to be under any threat whatsoever. There's 3 seconds worth of time penalty now giving out for Choice No Gaming after their incident with Safso earlier on, and up the inside of MSkyZ goes Alex Gillen! By MSkyZ, by Yorpa as well. MSkyZ in particular, of course, He's going to be mightily unimpressed at how they've...
Oh,
and
no
that's
way.
a loss of a front wing for Rasin Chai! And another safety car has been called! Now, does that mean that Tom 97 goes for the pits here? Or, as I suspect that it probably will, they will just stay out. They'll just take another 2-3 laps under safety car, keeping those tyres nice and relaxed, no major wear, and then just charging the battery, getting ready for another great big sprint to the end. We'll have about 3 laps worth of full racing come the end of this.
In this final echelon, this final portion of the race that we have remaining, in behind Alex Gillen, who is right on his tail. We also have MSkyZ looking to try and take the big results as we put pedal to the metal for the 3rd time, or should we say the 4th time in this Grand Prix now, as Tom 97 makes his way out of the center S. As Alex Gillen in behind, Meraki has jumped Yorpa there for 5th place. Yorpa losing some major places in that tussle right at the very start. Wheel to wheel now between Alex Gillen and Tom 97 through the city of Delago out of turn 4 and 5. Gillen leads. He has now managed to blast past Tom 97 and take the lead of the race here at Interlagos.
As we can see right now then, we've got, of course, Tom 97 defending as hard as they possibly can from Benjamin Daly. Ben sweeps around the outside, and that then secures the Ferrari P3 for the time being. Yorpa, though, has tumbled down the order, really. They're all the way back down in 6th place at this stage, just getting themselves tucked up and through the next few corners. This is it. This is do or die. Will they be able to make it happen this time? DRS available for both cars, but no ERS available for the Alfa Romeo. At the inside goes Benjamin Daly on the final lap of the Brazilian Grand Prix to take 2nd place away. And now they'll have to watch from behind as their rival, Alex Gillen, sets out their stall for the beginning of this championship. But in behind, Yorpa has got a time penalty, 3 seconds to their name, which at this stage, this late stage in the race, will undo almost all of the work they have done so far. It could even drop them outside of the top 10 here, George.
Well, what was a brilliant story is now fallen to dismay for Yorpa, who now sustains that penalty. Tibet Marduk, relentless in pursuit of Alex Gillen, but against his rival, he's going to fall short this time. The Season 2 champion returns to his home of Interlagos after winning it back in Season 4. He's going to do it twice for the first time. It's Alex Gillen, the winner of the Brazilian Grand Prix here in the Creator Series. Tibet Marduk finishing in 2nd. MSkyZ a stellar 3rd, with Tom an almighty ending to finish 4th to give Alpine some much needed points. A truly astounding affair, and driver of the day going to Tibet Marduk. It's him again. The wonder from Down Under returns with a P2, an Inters pole, and a driver of the day vote going his way. A truly astounding race, but victory on this occasion goes to the former champ. It's Alex Gillen.